Welcome, friends. Miss Molly Money here of Marvelous Money Matters. Thanks for stopping by. In my journey to millionaire and life in general, I've learned an important lesson. Don't ever take advice from someone who hasn't done what you want to do. If you wanted to improve your health and fitness, would you take advice from someone who sits on the couch all day eating potato chips? If you wanted to build a house, would you take advice from someone who's never built anything? If you wanted to pursue a career as an engineer, would you take advice from someone with a nursing degree, for example? The same goes for money. Most of us get our advice from our parents, maybe our friends as we grow up. And if you have parents or friends who are savvy with money and investments and have all that stuff figured out, well, that's awesome. You're ahead of the curve. But given that the majority of people live paycheck to paycheck, chances are that you're taking advice from someone who hasn't got a clue about how to build wealth. Now, I'm not criticizing these people. They're usually well-intentioned and they want what's best for you. They just don't know enough to give you proper advice. My parents, for example, when we talked about money at all, which almost never happened, told me to put my money in a savings account. And while saving is an important habit to have, your money actually loses value in a savings account these days because of the low interest rates, plus the fact that inflation eats away at the value. Now, don't worry if you don't understand these concepts yet. We'll cover them more in future videos. But suffice it to say, you're probably not going to be rich just by putting your money into a savings account. Today, if I want advice on money and building wealth, I seek out people who are wealthy, who have a net worth higher than me, who are successful investors and business people. You should do the same. And you might be saying, but Molly, I don't know anyone who's rich or who knows anything about investments. No friends, no family. How do I find people like that? Well, luckily today it's very easy. You don't necessarily need a role model or mentor that's going to sit across the table from you. You can find them from the books they've written, from podcasts, from interviews, from YouTube channels, and a lot more. There's so much information out there about how to build wealth these days, and so many people that you can look up to. It's never been easier to access this information. To name just a few of the investors here, we've got Warren Buffett, Chamath Palihapitiya, Suze Orman, Jim Cramer, and more. For entrepreneurs, we have people like Elon Musk, Sir Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, and Oprah Winfrey. And there's so many others as well. Get their books, listen to the interviews they've done, watch their shows if they have one. This will really help build your wealth mindset. How do these people see the world? How do they solve problems? How did they become wealthy themselves? You'll find so many lessons learned and good advice from people like this. So this was a short and sweet video, but super important for building your wealth. To recap, only take advice from people who have done what you want to do. Although well-intentioned, most advice you get from friends and family isn't going to help you get rich. Seek out mentors and role models from their books, shows, interviews, and YouTube.